Minecraft hasn't only had the Caves and Cliffs update, there have been plenty before this, and not all of them add cool stuff like new terrain and cool mobs. Sometimes they add horrifying and scary stuff. Well, scary for Minecraft at least. Those updates are what we're exploring today. Let's do it. In at 10, 1.16. It's a fairly obvious reason as to why 1.16 is scary, okay? It literally changed hell as we know it. The Nether, which while being a fairly scary place, was easy to beat by seasoned Minecraft vets such as myself. But when the 1.16 Nether update came out, it threw everything we knew out the window. Netherite was now the best instead of diamond. Gold actually had a use and it wasn't just a stick of butter anymore. Nether fortresses were, at least at the time, harder to find. New Nether biomes completely changed the way we speedrun the game. So yeah, the 1.16 update made hell even more like its own world, which can make it look like hell less, but also may make it look even more hellish to those who like the Nether the way it was. This update was terrifying, especially in the snapshots, okay? My girlfriend at the time and I were playing in those snapshots, and the Soul Sand Valley biomes were a total mess. They had gas spawning everywhere and constantly. We couldn't even like talk to each other without getting blasted by a gas, okay? So it was nuts, and I'm glad they at least fixed that, and at least they also made it so that Nether fortresses could generate in every biome and not just Nether wastes and Soul Sand Valley, because that was also rough. In at 9, Iron Golems. Iron Golems aren't scary now, well at least if your friend isn't able to possess mobs in an effort to kill you, but at first when we didn't quite understand them, Iron Golems were terrifying. I remember when the update first came out, I wasn't plugged into Minecraft news, okay, I was just playing, and I stumbled onto these guys and nearly shat my pants. I was also scared of squids the first time I played, but that was because I didn't understand why they had terrifying mouths, like I legit thought that they were hostile. But nevertheless, at first, the golems were scary, and honestly they're still scary, especially to Jay, and especially if you play on the Hermitcraft server, because those people don't understand that hitting a villager near an iron golem will cause them to relentlessly murder you until they send you to the depths of the Nether. Or at least I think they do now. They didn't get it in Season 7 though. In at 8, the Bountiful update. Minecraft 1.8, also known as the Bountiful update, is freaking huge, okay? This thing added over 37 new things, items, whatever. Not to mention a whole load of changes to existing items. That's terrifying from like a company standpoint. They had to literally add over 30 new things to the game and hope that everyone liked it, and they were changing things that people already liked. I mean, they had gotten feedback and there were snapshots, but most people only wait for the update to actually try these things, unless you're a YouTuber who wants those sweet views. This update added ocean monuments and everything that comes with it. Barriers, slime blocks, spectator mode, endermites, and armor stanch, which will later be used to scare the hell out of me on multiple occasions, because that was just rude. In at 7, the Redstone update. The Redstone update, also known as 1.5, is probably the favorite for most people, and something that they wouldn't really consider to be scary. But for someone who doesn't understand Redstone and wears a Mumbo for Mayor shirt because all hail the mycelium resistance, the Redstone update scared the hell out of me because I didn't understand Redstone at that point, let alone with everything they added. I mean, like, I had gotten better with it, but by no means was I able to make a giant Game Boy capable of playing Pokemon Fire Red, or something as crazy as a living base that needs to be kept alive using golden apples. I can make a realistic elevator now if I rewatch the video, but that's only because I've watched that video a lot, so I kinda have it, but I'd also have to watch it again to really get it right. But Redstone still scares me, okay? Sure, it's not like in a horror way, and this number is a bit of a stretch, but come on, okay? It's not like Minecraft is a horror game getting filled up with spooky updates, alright? So cut me some slack here. This is a bit of an extreme list, alright? And at 6, the Exploration update. The Exploration update, also known as Minecraft 1.11, added a whole load of hostile mobs that we know today. This update is what added the Illagers, the Evokers, and Vindicators, as well as the Vexes and Llamas. 1.11 also added the Curse enchantments, making your gear potentially be stuck to you or disappear from your inventory upon death. And it also added Woodland Mansions. These locations were originally the only place to get Totems of Undying, since there was a guaranteed Evoker spawn there, and we didn't really have villager raids at this time, which made them actually a desirable desirable place to go, but also terrifying because the amount of overpowered enemies that were inside. These things made exploring dark oak forests more intense and actually gave them a purpose other than getting loads of dark oak wood. I still stand by the fact that we should get some more structures and stuff that can generate within forests, like a ruined village that has the style of the old villages before the Village and Pillage update, so that we can see some more lore in the game about how villagers have just moved and not just poof updated, you know? And at 5, FROSTBURN update. The FROSTBURN update, also known as Minecraft 1.10, added a load of spooky stuff for an update that was about polar bears. This update added the magma block, nether wart block, red nether brick, bone block, and fossil structures, the stray, and even the husk. Every mob they added in this update was hostile at one point or another. And they added more monster and nether items than they actually did frosty things, which makes sense given the latter half of the name, now that I still think about it, but still, this added some serious hell spawns, quite literally. Red nether brick is probably one of the creepiest blocks in the game. I don't know how it is, okay, but it's just weird. And don't even get me started on how terrifying a nether wart block would be in real life. I imagine a block made out of red toads, and that's how I feel like it would look, okay? Probably with some nether warts popping out every now and then, but this sounds horrific and disgusting, alright? They also added above ground mine shafts in mesa biomes, and I hate mine shafts, so. And then 4, the Warden. Okay, the Warden isn't added yet, but it's going to be a new monster that will be added in the Minecraft 1.19 Wilds update. The Warden will only spawn in the deepest pits of the overworld and is blind, since, it lives underground and in the pitch black, so instead it will hear you. You can use this to your advantage by using projectiles like a snowball, as shown in the trailer for the 1.17 update, or probably a bow, but the Warden is also the strongest enemy in the game, being able to hit someone with full netherite armor, for 6 hearts, which is absolutely nuts. The Warden also has more health than the Wither. So, yeah. Even while the netherite armor probably wasn't enchanted, it's still extremely overpowered. With full prot 4, we are gonna be in for some serious trouble. Plus, the Warden just looks menacing. This dude isn't meant to be fought. He doesn't drop anything. He's just there to kill you. What the hell, Mojang? Dude, chill. I kind of want one as a pet though. Getting close to the end, and in number 3, the end. When the end dimension was added in version 1.0.0, which was the official release of Minecraft after all the beta and alpha releases, it was a scary new place. The game finally had an objective and the end goal for all players, and this kind of added a story. This was an easy way to get new players into the game because sandbox games with stories are always better. Take The Forest for example. But people were scared of the end actually being the end, that defeating the Ender Dragon would prevent you from continuing your world, but that wasn't the case. The update also added mushroom biomes and nether fortresses, as well as the stronghold, but that's obvious because they kind of coincide. This update also added brewing and mobs to the nether, along with magma cubes, blazes, and villagers. Villagers were also absolutely useless when they were added until they got the ability to trade. I remember getting excited about that. Man, I've been playing this game for a long time. I remember getting excited when my friend Jordan told me that villagers were getting trades. And they were also terrible trades at first, but now they're better. Penultimately, in at number 2, Nether. The Nether was added in Minecraft Alpha, which was released on June 30th, 2010. The concept of an SMP was also added, so a survival multiplayer server, but not like a YouTube one, allowing multiplayer Minecraft to finally be a thing. This update would come to define the game forever, by adding things like redstone, biomes, and animals, as well as having its own Halloween update, which added netherrack, glowstone, soul sand, pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, as well as the Nether we all know and love. You can't tell me that update isn't scary, okay? Even if you love the Nether, they literally added hell to the game. That's like saying, okay, now time to make hell accessible in real life. That's horrifying. Even if it's just the game and it won't really scare you, they added hell. This was going to be the number 1 until I found out about another update that actually one-ups this, but literally the Nether is a whole other level of terror. You weren't even able to access the Nether in multiplayer for a while. It ended up getting added later, and the only reason I know this is because I remember Lewis mentioning it in the Yogscast's Minecraft Survival series, and then when it did get added, they had to go find Israfel. Also, where's episode 43 by the way? And finally, in at number 1, the pretty scary update. Minecraft 1.5 4.2 was released on October 25th, 2012, and is also known as the Pretty Scary Update. You see why this is number 1. The Pretty Scary Update actually lives up to its name, and it's the first Minecraft update to have a name as its own poster, so it's the first update to really have a name. The Pretty Scary Update is one of the most horrifying things ever in the context of Minecraft. This is the update that added cobblestone walls, command blocks, anvils, mob and player heads, potions of invisibility, item frames, and not to mention beacons, nether stars, the wither skeletons, witches, and bats. We have had the wither in the game for 8 years! I remember when this was added. I remember how excited I was to see a new boss be added to the game. It was nuts. I was so hyped. I was screaming out of terror and joy. But 8 years? It feels like it's only been in the game for 5. God, I'm old. Holy sh**. That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Sean Ray Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. At least if I don't die of old age. 8 years. What the hell?
Emotional, damn it!